You're gonna wanna stay tuned because a lot of these you're gonna wanna know, so let's get started. What's up everybody? Welcome back to the Krystal Palace and welcome to Epic Universe. Today, we are going to be headed around the park into each world and sharing tips. Every tip that will help make your Epic Universe visit run smoothly. Let's start this tips video with Super Nintendo World. It's time to power up. If you don't want to take the escalator or you can't take the escalator or the stairs up to the second floor of Super Nintendo World, there are elevators of course, and they are right behind me. So what you do is when you head into the warp pipe, you make a right. And the good thing is that you still get to experience a warp pipe. So we're coming from the elevators now, but you can see here is just a different kind of warp pipe, no escalators. So you walk through the warp pipe, you go to the elevators. So from the front, this is what that entrance looks like. You go up right here, and instead of going up, you would make a right and head in there. There's also another entrance into Super Nintendo World. So you go to the right of the portal here. You see the Superstar store out in Celestial Park. But if you walk right through here, this is an alternate entrance slash exit to Super Nintendo World. All right, and it leads you to the first level, right by Yoshi's Adventures and across from Toadstool Cafe. In Super Nintendo World, when you're wearing your power-up band, make sure you don't hit the band like this because it could break it. You just hit it with your fist and it will collect coins with your band. You don't want to break this because it's $45 and you don't want to have to buy another one. A tip for your power-up band. So if you have a power-up band from Hollywood or Japan and you want to use it here in Orlando, you can. Okay, so that's great. So that's good to know. That's the first tip. Right, you just have to make sure you connect it to the Orlando app. And I didn't have a map of all the spots for the power-up locations. So I just went into this one-up factory and I asked if they have any extra maps, and they do. So now I get to see all the locations. They do have it on the app too, but I love paper maps, so we have that here. In Nintendo World, right outside of Donkey Kong Country, they have this nice area with Coke refill stations and also just some shade, a ledge, if you need to like refuel, fill up your soda, anything like that. I like that they carved this area out for that. For Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge, just know that you do have to wear a VR headset. I mean, I guess you don't have to, but I'll show you what that whole process is like. What you are gonna do is you're gonna open it up like this. You put it on, and on the back here, it is adjustable. So you turn it to the right and it will tighten. And then once you're on the ride, you'll see in your cart, it has a little screen. You just like put it right up in here. And I like how in Orlando, you get to put these on before the pre-show to get it all like adjusted and ready to go. I'm gonna put footage in from Hollywood because you are allowed to film on the ride in Hollywood. So this footage is not from Orlando. This is from Hollywood, and I'm gonna show you how the visor works. One of the biggest questions that I've seen about Epic Universe is there a lot of shade? And honestly, right now, there isn't too much shade. As you can see here, especially in Celestial Park, they have patches of shade, they have umbrellas up, but you have to remember too, they just planted these trees. So they're expecting these trees to, of course, grow, and thus there will be more shade once the trees grow. It honestly hasn't been that bad, but it's 90 degrees, so it's not like the heat of the summer yet. But you can typically find a place to duck in. If you want, you can buy a UV umbrella. That's a way to definitely get some shade no matter where you go. And you might want to pack some sunglasses too, because it is pretty sunny, of course. A really good thing too is that they actually put a lot of water fountains in the queue, and pretty much all the queues are in the shade or undercover, and they have fans. Every half hour, there will be a fountain show right here at Cosmos Fountain. And there is 5 different shows. Each show is themed to a different world of Epic Universe, so you have to try to catch them all. The show is about 2 minutes long, and at the end of the night, they will play all 5 shows so you can see them all. If you're staying at a signature Universal Orlando hotel, you have to be careful because the Universal Express Pass is limited. It depends on the hotel. So you will get the Universal Express Unlimited Pass if you're staying at the Hard Rock Hotel, Royal Pacific, or Portofino Bay. But you cannot use that Express Pass here in Epic Universe. Only use it in Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios Florida. If you're staying at Helios, you get no Express Pass. Not for Epic, not for Universal Studios Florida, not for Islands of Adventure. If you're staying at Sapphire Falls, no Express Pass. So the only hotels that offer Universal Express are those 3, Hard Rock, Royal Pacific, Portofino, and that does not include Epic Universe. You can't use the Express Pass there. So just good to know, if you're booking Helios and you're expecting the Express Pass, think again. Wow, really good tip. I didn't even know this, but there are 2 Starbucks locations in the park. This one is right outside of the Dark Universe portal and has literally, look at this, no line. So if the one up front has too long of a line, you can order right here. Oh, so they have food here too, which is great. They have all day breakfast. I was actually just wondering this morning if any of the restaurants had breakfast for getting here early. So you can get your breakfast here, your breakfast sandwiches, croissants, egg bites. Okay, I got my strawberry acai refresher with lemonade, light ice, and no berries drink from the second Starbucks location. I love that they have 2 Starbucks locations because Starbucks is so popular literally everywhere you go. That's really nice, and you can use your annual pass holder discount. They even had the Starbucks Discovery mugs at this location too. A good tip to know is that if you buy one of these Starbucks mugs, keep the receipt because in case something happens to it or it breaks only during the day at the park, you can return it for a new one. Behind me is Stardust Racers, a very intense, popular dueling coaster. But the good thing about Stardust Racers here, as you can see it headed behind me, is that it's very high capacity. There's 2 trains that go at once. They go super fast, so the line will move very quickly. So if you're doing early entry, maybe start in Nintendo, unless this is like your ultimate must-do ride, then you can start here, of course. But just know that this line won't be too long. And if you have the Universal Express Pass and you want to ride both tracks of Stardust Racers, green and yellow, with the Express Pass, you'll have to do standby for one of them, as the Express is only good for one singular ride on this attraction, not on both tracks. I've noticed most of the bathrooms here at Epic Universe don't have paper towels. They have mostly the Dyson air dryers, which is good because they have HEPA filters, but most of the bathrooms do have 1 paper towel dispenser per bathroom. So just be sure to look for that before you're like, oh no, paper towel, and you have to use the hand dryers. There's usually 1 per bathroom, and it's typically near the family changing area. At this brand new park, you'll want to do some shopping. The good thing is if you buy stuff like this sweatshirt, for instance, and you don't want to carry it around, you don't have to. If you're staying at a Universal Orlando hotel, you can get merchandise delivery. As long as you aren't checking out the next day, they can deliver right to your hotel free of charge. Or they can even deliver it right to your home, but you'll have to pay for shipping for that. Now let's discuss some general tips. So before you come into Epic Universe, you're going to want to make sure that your facial ID is set up in the Universal Orlando app. It's very easy to do. You open up the Universal Orlando app, you go to your profile, and you'll see set up mobile ID for mobile entry. This is because it'll make it a lot easier for you to scan into the park because they'll use facial ID. You won't even need to show your park ticket. Also, all of the lockers in Epic Universe are all facial ID, so you're going to need to scan your face. It'll make it easier if you get this done before you enter the park. A tip that's good for honestly any theme park is to eat at off-peak times. Especially here at Epic Universe, you will see that some of the restaurants, especially popular ones like Pizza Moon behind me, may have a line to actually get in, and that is because you're going to be waiting to get a table. So what they'll make you do is they'll make you a mobile order, and then when a table is ready and opens up that's your size, they'll let you in and give you a table for your party. That's only if it's busy, of course. Right now, it's not too busy, so we don't have to worry about that. Even now, it's 2:30. Pizza Moon is like almost at capacity here. A lot of tables are filled. Here is a Pizza Moon tip. If you want to get just a plain cheese pizza, you can do that. As of now, you can't customize it in the Universal app. So I just ordered up at the register. It took a little bit, but I had to get a plain cheese. So let's see how it comes out. And here we go. This is definitely just a cheese pizza. Really good to know. The people at the table next to us were like, oh, they heard me talking to my camera and they're like, oh, I wish we knew that before. Also, I think they cooked this special because look at how nice and crispy that bottom is. Actually, it looks like you can mobile order a regular cheese pizza. Just go to the Pizza Moon pepperoni and select no pepperoni. Simple as that. We're about to head on Harry Potter and the Battle at the Ministry. I'm so excited. I finally got a virtual queue. So as of now, the virtual queue times drop at 11 a.m., 3 p.m., and 6 p.m. I got it during the 3 p.m. drop, and it actually dropped around 3:01. So if it's past 3 o'clock or past 11, like by a few minutes, don't give up. Just keep going in and out, in and out, in and out like I did, and you might get one. So if Harry Potter and the Battle at the Ministry is your top priority ride, you're going to want to prioritize it and try to get a virtual queue at every single drop so you don't miss out, especially if you're only here for one day. This is a foolproof way to get a virtual line for Harry Potter and the Battle at the Ministry in Epic Universe. Before you arrive at the park, download the Universal Orlando Resort app, make an account, and make sure all of your party's tickets are linked to your account, and get familiar with the app. The queue will drop at 11 a.m., 3 p.m., and 6 p.m., and sometimes at random times throughout the day. Let's say for the sake of this video, we're going for the 3 p.m. spot. What you're going to do is set your alarm on your phone for 2:58 p.m. Then when 2:58 p.m. strikes, you're going to pull up a clock with seconds on your watch or another phone to make sure you're down to the second. So at 2:58, once you have your clock set, find Battle at the Ministry on the map in the app, or you can even search for it. I personally like just finding it on the app, especially if you have your location services on. Right at 3 o'clock, you're going to want to keep going in and out, in and out. Keep clicking on the ride to see if this button, this virtual queue button right here, turns blue. If it's not right at 3 o'clock, don't give up because sometimes it drops a few minutes after. Okay, so then finally, you keep refreshing, that virtual line button will turn blue. Quickly select your party members, choose a virtual line return time. Now here's a tip. Don't select the very first return time. Don't do this. See it's highlighted blue? Don't do this because everybody, thousands of park goers are going to be clicking this at the same time. So if you want a better chance, click a later time. Trust me, once I clicked the second time, success. I got myself a virtual queue. So always screenshot this. You see I have 2 people in my party and you can edit the return time if you want to. I would recommend just trying to, you don't want to mess around with it. So this is how to get a virtual line for Harry Potter and the Battle at the Ministry. May the odds be ever in your favor.
How many do we have?
2.
You're all set.
Thank you. Make sure you have your brightness all the way up so that they can scan it. Okay, we're doing it. Battle at the Ministry. If the ride goes down during your virtual queue return time, you will automatically get a Universal Express Pass to use at another participating attraction. But don't forget, if you do use this at another attraction, you give up your virtual line spot. So even if the ride reopens, you won't be able to get on. So if this is your priority attraction, don't use it at another one. Wait as long as you can to get on Battle at the Ministry. In terms of motion sickness, on Monsters Unchained, I felt totally fine. There are a lot of physical sets, but on Ministry, there are a bunch of screens that may make you feel motion sick. I personally wear the motion sickness bands, and I think those help a lot. So if you're nervous, grab some bands, grab some Dramamine, but you probably won't want to miss out on this incredible attraction. It is not nearly as bad as Forbidden Journey and Islands of Adventure. It's really nice that after the ride, and really good to know, a really good tip is after the Battle of the Ministry ride, they will actually dump you out. Sorry, I'm a little bit nauseous. Okay, it passed. They will dump you out back here. So if you don't get pictures on the way in of this whole area, just wait until after. Probably a better time to do it anyway. These are the exclusive Epic Universe wands, and they have And you can see they are 3-sided box. You can only purchase these in Epic Universe. However, they are the first generation wands. So if you're looking for the second generation wands, there's only 4 designs of that. And you can't get these fancy box. They're just the regular normal box. If you want to see a super tiny animatronic, right outside Battle of Ministry across the street, look at this. How amazing is that? You can find it in this window. It's alive! Let's check out some tips here in Dark Universe. A few times in our Frankenstein's Manor will actually get struck by lightning. There'll be a power surge happen. So be sure to look up and check it out. Look at the umbrellas that they have. It's so cool and on theme. Every 15 minutes, Burning Blade Tavern will burst into flames. Even if it's during the day, you could see the fire really good. And of course, there's a bar in here. Behind me is the Monster Makeup Experience. If you do this, you have to beware that you cannot, if you're over 21, you cannot purchase alcohol in the park if you get your makeup done, because they will not be able to verify your ID and verify your face. So if you're looking to get this done, just remember you can't drink alcohol the rest of the day. Similar to the Nintendo World portal, all portals at Epic Universe have a side entrance. So of course you have the beautiful portal, right? But if you go to the side of it, there is an entrance and an exit. Just in case the portal is super congested or anything like that, you can always take the side entrance. This is Fire Drill, and on this ride, you will get pretty soaked. Oh my gosh, these girls are soaking wet because the other boats can actually fire water at you. And if you hit the targets, they'll spit back out at you. So just beware of that. Okay, we just got off Fire Drill and there was nobody on it. We were the only one on the boat. It just got a little wet, honestly. I didn't get too wet. So if you want to go on Fire Drill but you don't want to get soaking wet, definitely go when it's a walk-on. More towards the end of the night it will be. It's such a fun ride. I loved it. It's not your average water ride. That's what I really liked about it. I love Popeyes, but it's not like your Popeyes. It's not like your Tiana's type of ride. It's just different. It's unique. It's one of a kind. One of the longest waits in the park will be for the Toothless meet and greet. If you want to do this so badly, like this is your top thing you want to do, I would honestly recommend rope dropping it because it'll be a consistent 45 to an hour wait all day. This is a 30-minute wait right now, and there's only a little shade coverage here, so make this a priority. The Universal Express Pass is not accepted here either. Let's head into Meat Hall and try some food in here. Let's try the yak knock first. It comes in this cup, which is super cute. It tastes like a cold, hot chocolate with like a kick of cinnamon in it. Okay, wait. I actually really like this. Yeah, at first I was like, too much cinnamon, but like a frozen hot chocolate, perfect for Florida. Oh, yay. Non-alcoholic too. Let's try out my Viking boat. I absolutely am obsessed with this. Oh, and this comes with a little pick too. So this is a duo plate. So it has sausage, mac and cheese bites, and it comes with this flag. I'm excited to try these mac and cheese bites. So I got 3 mac and cheese bites, 4 pieces of sausage. Pretty solid. Not the best mac and cheese bites I've ever had in my life, but perfect for a kid's meal. Fries are good, ribs are good, carrots are good, Krystal Palace approved. Another reason to bring sunglasses is because a lot of the restaurants, especially Meat Hall, Das Steakhouse, are very dark. The lighting is extremely low in there. And then you walk out, like even it's a little cloudy right now, but my eyes are like, I'm trying to adjust. My best Universal tip is to book your tickets or vacation package with theparkprodigy.com. They will help you with the whole planning process. Plus, if you use the code TheKrystalPalace10, you can save even more money. And on orders over $800, you can use the Krystal Palace 30 at checkout. The link is in my description.